Hello, my fellow readers. Welcome to Ren Reads. I know I haven't posted the last 2 weeks. I was just taking a little break because I've been in a reading slump lately, and I'm hoping that this video will get me back into the mood of things. As you can tell from the title above, I am going to be doing a 24-hour readathon, or trying to attempt a 24-hour readathon. This is actually my first time reading for a straight 24 hours. It is Tuesday, March 16th, and it is, 10:26 p.m. I was debating to film this video all day today, but of course I decided at the last minute. I'm gonna start it at 10:30 p.m. So I'm just gonna introduce you some of the books that I want to read during this little vlog. This is one of the picks from my March TBR. It's The Land of Stories Beyond the Kingdoms. I'm on page 144, and it has, it has 419 pages in it, so roughly 420. This is a pretty easy read, so I'm going to try to finish it up tonight. And I wanted to read a manga. And this is actually my first manga I will be reading. It's called Uzumaki by Junji Ito. And I've heard nothing but great things about this book. I know it's horror, and I love me some horror. I was thinking about reading this tonight, but I low-key don't want to be scared before I go to bed and have nightmares. So this is the first book I'll be picking up tomorrow morning. And the last book I will be reading, or maybe I'll add something else to this list if I finish all these, but I doubt it, is Love is a Revolution. I just hauled this book on my main channel. Yeah, I got this at Target for around $15 and some change. What stood out to me was the cover. Like, it's stunning, it's beautiful. The lady on here is beautiful. I love that she's like kind of plus size, and it's a love story. So yeah, I found that very intriguing. To be honest, I really don't like romance, but I could not put this book back due to the cover. And the book itself is yellow, which is beautiful. And I'm sure this will be a great book. I haven't heard much reviews on it, but I'm very intrigued to read this. So that concludes my TBR for this 24-hour readathon. I'm sure I'll get through all of these. And I'm super excited because I have a horror, I have a fantasy, and I have a romance, which will hopefully fulfill all my bookish needs. And if you like these types of videos, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Click that red button down below, subscribe, become part of my reading family. And let's get started with the reading. It's 10:31. Let's go ahead and grab the first book and go to my reading nook. So excited. Okay, so I am loving this book so far. I'm nearly halfway through, and it's a really good story. It starts off in its own fantasy world, and apparently each different book is a different world. Like Jack and Jill is a different world. Mother Goose is a different world. Jack and the Beanstalk is a different world. And all these characters from all these different stories come together, and they're trying to track down this masked man who entered the Wizard of Oz world, and so that's where they all are right now. And it's really interesting because it's kind of like a different retelling of Wizard of Oz, which I found very fascinating. And nothing has been gory or whatever until I read this part on page 188. It says the Tin Man is describing like how he became 10. And it says, "It wasn't a curse, but the result of a spell," the Tin Woodman said. "I fell in love with a beautiful munchkin girl who agreed to marry me, but she lived with a mean old woman who didn't want to live alone. So she bribed the Wicked Witch of the East to hurt me. She cast a spell on my axe, causing it to slip out of my hand and cut off my limbs one at a time, eventually severing my head and splitting open my body. A local tinsmith rebuilt me one appendage at a time until I was made entirely of tin." So like reading that, I was just like, oh my gosh, like that is kind of gory for a kid's book. I believe it's a kid's book, yeah. But the fact that he said that the Wicked Witch of the West made him cut off his legs and sever his own body, like that's crazy. But yeah, I'm about to hit page 200, and then after that I have 220 pages left, and it's only 11:24, so I think I'll be done with this maybe by 1 a.m. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to get all 8 hours of sleep, so I'll probably go to bed after that, but I'll check in with you guys after I read this book. Okay, it is 1:16 a.m. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I am exhausted. I didn't finish the book, but I'm on page 288, and I cannot bring myself to read the last 100 pages because, once again, I'm tired. I'll just wake up and this will be the first thing I will finish. It is very entertaining and adventurous, and I love every aspect of it. So right now it's like a 5 stars, but I can't wait to see how the ending is going to be. So yeah, once again, I'll read and finish this in the morning, and then I'll start on the other books. But right now I'm saying good night, and I'll see y'all in a couple hours. Okay, so it is still March 17th. It is now 1:04 p.m. and I just finished Land of Stories. This definitely took me longer to read than expected. I wanted to finish it probably by 10 or 11 this morning, but apparently I'm a slow reader, and I also like took a shower and made breakfast, so that's probably one of the reasons that it delayed. Okay guys, this was a 5-star read all the way up until the end. The end left the biggest cliffhanger in history of cliffhangers. Okay, so let's just talk about the book. So this is a middle grade book, I believe, and I honestly didn't think that a middle grade book would be so good. And this was full of adventure. It had a little bit of love story in it, which kind of like made me tear up. And it was just like overall so great, so amazing. I'm gonna look on my phone real quick to see if there's any books written after this one to like do a follow-up or something, because I know this book cannot just leave like this. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay, so you know how in the beginning of this vlog I said this is like the 4th installment of the Land of Story series, and I was hoping that you didn't have to read the other 3 in order to read this one, but I was wrong. So there's like a whole, it's a series of 6. So I guess I was supposed to read the first 3 before reading this one. But honestly, this book made complete sense to me, even though I didn't read the first 3. But now I'm going to definitely have to read the whole series because this book was so good, and I want to know how this story ends. So yeah, that was pretty dumb of me to pick up this book without reading the first 3. But I'm actually excited to read the whole series because, once again, it was great. Now I'm going to be picking up Uzumaki. Once again, it is 1:07 and I have about 9 hours left for this readathon because it ends at 10:30 p.m. and I better get to reading. I know Uzumaki is a pretty thick manga, like super thick, and then the other book that I was going to read, The Love is a Revolution, it only has about 200 pages in it, so I think I can still fit them both in. But I just wanted to update y'all a little bit about the first book I read. I'll probably rate it a 4.5 stars or a 4. I know with this book there's a lot of characters introduced, and I'm pretty sure that it would have made sense to read the first 3 to like know the characters a little bit more. But other than that and the ending, this was a great book. So it would probably be like a 4 or 4.5, whatever. So yeah, let's just go ahead and read Uzumaki. I am naughty. I'm on page 62, and when I say this book is eerie, this book is eerie. Like, oh my gosh, I've already been like creeped out by the images. Like, it's honestly fascinating. Like, Ito has amazing work, but it is so creepy and eerie, and it just makes your skin crawl. Like, this image right here of the centipede being a spiral. Oh, oh god. Like, I'm loving this, but I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, to all of y'all who've read this, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, he's dead in the car. Do y'all see that? Oh my goodness. He really died for her. Okay, so now it is 4:44, as you can see, and I just finished Uzumaki. I read this straight. I didn't take any breaks or anything. I could not put this book down. And of course, I'm going to be rating this a 5 stars. As y'all know, I love horror where it comes to movies or books, and is displayed very well in this book. Junji Ito is freaking phenomenal. He's a mastermind, and the illustrations in here are so scary and eerie and stunning. Like, this is one of my favorite books. And I also like freaking love the end pages. Stunning. I like how all the small stories, or like small chapters, well, they were like small stories. I like how all the small stories build into like one big story, being Uzumaki, the whole entire book, obviously. But yeah, this is great. I can't wait to read the rest in this series and get my hands on them, because this was awesome. Like I said, it is 4:45. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break before I pick up my last book. I said previously that it was around 200 pages, so it shouldn't take me that long. Even though, like, I am a slow reader, it should be like maybe 3 hours, hopefully, maybe 4. I don't know. But once again, my time isn't up until 10:30, and it's almost 5, so I have 5 hours and 30 minutes, and I can definitely get it finished. But I am going to be taking a little break, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next clip. Alright, my readers, it is 10:36 p.m. I don't know if you can see it, but I did complete But I did complete all 3 books within the 24-hour reading period. I would say these were definitely my favorite, Uzumaki and the Land of Stories. And I didn't really do an outro of my feelings on Love is a Revolution. I was expecting this book to be a lot better than it came out to be. Like, I was thinking that this was going to be a 5-star read, like a really good romance. But I think I'm going to end up rating this at 3 stars just because it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. It was just kind of like meh, like in the middle. I just wish the romance was carried out throughout the book a little bit more, and that they dug deeper into their romance than the author did. I am excited to read a book from an author of color because February was Black History Month and I actually didn't read any books from African Americans, so I'm glad to have read this today. I was just expecting it to be more love, more oomph, like, you know what I'm talking about, guys. But comment down below if you actually like this book, and leave your review on it if you've read it. But all in all, I did think I got a wide variety of books read today and last night. My favorite has to be the 5-star read, Uzumaki. This was amazing. I raved about it earlier in the vlog. Y'all need to go read this ASAP if you like mangas, if you like horror, yes. Once again, you need to pick this up if you like fantasy. Reading this actually makes me want to read Harry Potter. I haven't finished the last 3 books, so I think I'm going to pick up book 5 here in a little bit because it's in that fantasy realm, that fantasy world with fictional characters, and I just loved it. I actually need to read the first 3 and the last 2 after this one because I want to see what happens. And I probably should have thought of that before picking up this book, but I didn't realize that you had to read the first 3 in the series, so that was my bad. But honestly, without reading the first 3, this was still a good book. I rated this a 4.5 on Goodreads. And then with Love is a Revolution, I rated it like a 3, which I think I'm going to rate it. So yeah, if you have a Goodreads account, make sure you follow me. I'll leave the description down below in the description box. And if you like these types of videos, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. I like filming these types of videos. I feel like it gets me more in the reading mood because I said earlier, I have been in a reading slump and these books like urge me to read more, especially that 2 of them are really good. And yeah. Once again, make sure you click that red button down below to subscribe, become part of my reading family, and to follow me on my reading journey. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.